Hey guys, Huzzy here, bringing you another video, this time of Zac Jungle. I've done a Zac Jungle before, but the start of this game is a really good one, and it's going to teach you how to kind of cope with a Blitzcrank invade or a Thresh invade, something similar to that. So the team we have right now is, well, firstly I will say this is High Diamond. The MMR that I was put in this game, that it was literally everybody was Diamond 2, and I think there was a couple of Diamond 1s in here. So that's kind of the quality of this game. And each team, well, they're kind of evenly matched with the comps, to be honest. We have a lot of burst potential with a Zed, a Rengar, and they have quite a lot of sustained damage in the team fight, but they have a lot of burst as well with an Annie and that type of thing. So as you'd imagine, they have a Blitzcrank, and once you have a Blitzcrank, you kind of imagine that they're going to invade, and especially at high elo, it is one of the most easiest predictions you can ever make in the fact that, okay, they're 100% going into invade. Now, a lot of what people do, they tend to wait in this bush here, but you are at risk of getting grabbed. Now, we were so confident that they were going to invade, we wait in this bush. So they are going to have to walk all the way up. They're probably going to use their grab in this bush, so then they won't have it up when they're going to walk in this bush. So there's the Lee Sin Q. Okay, Blitz hasn't used grab yet. So here we go. We're going to wait for them, and I'm going to switch to the team fight new screen. And here we go. Jump on his face. Blitzcrank goes down. Lucian gets the first blood. Rengar again. Now, one of the best things with Rengar is when you have bush control. Rengar just absolutely murders everything, keeps jumping on people's faces. Continue moving forward as much as we can, trying to pick up the final kill on the Annie. I get the Q onto her, and there we go. Move it back to the normal screen, and first and foremost, I'll actually line up everybody, just so if you want to have reference. And there we go. So everything is lined up now. So that was the first blood fight. We're currently 4-0 now, and you can see the gold advantage, 2,000 gold ahead. 2,000 gold ahead without anybody getting CS. It's you could probably say that was a very, very, very good start. I took Q level 1 as Zac, as it has a relatively low cooldown compared to other spells. You know, W has a lower cooldown, but Q does have the slow, which I think did really, really well in its job. Just slowing everybody and making sure we can secure more kills. Now, you'll note one thing of what I don't do. I do not go straight to my red buff here for a couple of reasons. I know for a 100% fact this Lee Sin will not invade my red, because we've just killed all their team, so we're a lot stronger than them right now. I've hit level 3, going to move over to my red. Lee Sin will hit level 3 from doing the blue buff, but you can see his health is also extremely low, as he wasn't able to actually get much help, otherwise people are going to be even more behind in his own lanes. Now, with Zac Jungle, it is one of the most popular, and if it is open, it tends to get picked. So you just have to be careful that in the fact that if you don't ban him, expect to see one, and you know they are awesome. So there's a gank going up at top lane. Rengar, I think, does manage to get away, which is good. Now, one thing you will see this game is if we look to the right of the screen, Zed has no flash, Rengar has no flash, Lucian has no flash, I have no flash, and Sona has no flash. Obviously, having no flash against a Lee Sin jungle is quite a big issue early game. So Lee is moving in for a mid lane gank. Lee hits his Q. It kind of went weird that he actually did go in the right direction there, but he might actually go down. I'm coming in from the side, trust to protect him as much as I can, but I don't know why kind of Zed just like stayed around this area. I think he might have thought we could turn it when I'm in, but honestly, he should have just ran away at that point in time. So they have got one kill back. And yeah, Lee Sin is a awesome early game jungler. Yes, we did get the 4-0 start, but having a Lee Sin in the game when we don't have any flashes, we do really need to be careful. We need to make sure we have vision all over the map. And that's one thing I will say we don't do very good early game as a team. We don't provide the early vision to stop the Lee Sin trying to get them back into the game. Just clearing off the race. Now, if you look into the CS, I am, double the Lee Sin's farm right now. He has gone back. If we look into the gold, I'm not actually that far ahead in gold because he got the assist, although I have 4, actually. If we, the gold difference is Lucian's already 900 gold ahead. Rengar's 800 gold ahead. And, yeah, we are actually a very good stage. Now, it is even in the mid lane now because Annie did get that kill. So I'm going to base now. I've got enough gold to probably pick up the Spirit Stone and maybe even boots. But Lee Sin is coming in for a gank himself. And this is the problem. We still don't have flash, so he's just come through lane. They couldn't have even stopped this gank without just not being there, honestly. She gets away with so little health. I think Lucian might eventually... Yeah, he goes down. So that's not great, but honestly, there was nothing really they could do apart from not being there. They're relatively low health. They're about half health each, and they don't have flash. They weren't playing very passively, and they just got lane ganked, and they just went down really, really easily. So Lee Sin, by himself, I may add, and Lee Sin has made this all happen, has got them back to 1 kill away from being even. So I have to say, very well played to the Lee Sin. Now, I was looking to try and get a kill onto the Tristana here, but there was a ward in that bush, unfortunately, so they did know I was there. Now, I'm going to hold this up as well as I can. I'm going to take a few CS, because obviously I don't want to waste my time without not getting any gold in a certain area. So I pick up 2 minions and decide just to freeze the lane for him, because, you know, he needs to get as much CS as possible. He's still ahead at the Trist at this point. Obviously, having 2 kills and 2 assists is a lot better than Trist's 1 assist. You know, we're going to continue to farm a little bit and see what else I can do. Now, Zac's early game is an okay early game. As a jungler goes, it's an average early game jungler. But Lee Sin, he's literally one of the best early game junglers. And I think that's the problem we've gone into. Now, flashes are going to start to come up in the next 20-30 seconds. So people will probably start being able to counter the Lee ganks. Now, again, there's a lane gank coming in by the Lee Sin, and I think he even goes down again. So, as I said, this Lee Sin has done a very good job, and I'll admit that straight away. He has done a very, very, very good job getting his team back into the game as much as he can. Now, I'm going to move into the side, seeing if I can do anything here. I doubt I can. I've only got 20 AP in these runes set up, which I'll go over in a second. But here we go. I move in to just see if I can do anything. Vlad uses his W, and then they just easily get away. Do a little bit of taxing, but as I said down bottom lane, I don't want to take CS away from them. Now, one thing you'll note, Lee Sin has done great, as I said, making the early game good for his team, making it up. And I would say that if we didn't have that 4-0 start, this game wouldn't be the way it was, because Flash is a very good tool against Lee Sin early game, and we didn't have it at all. So that led him open, and now you see everybody on our team has Flash. You'll see the Lee Sin become less useful. He won't get the ganks off that he has been. People will be able to get away, and the game will start to calm down a little bit more. So as a Zac Jungle right now, I'm kind of just trying to set myself up, because Zac is known as quite a squishy jungler without items. You really need to make sure that you have the spirit of the ancient golem behind you. You really need to make sure you get the spirit visage quite early, just to secure his tankiness. And when he has that tankiness, you can dive into an enemy, 5-man, and don't even be scared that much. Now, there is a little skirmish going on bot lane. Nothing really much to say about it. Just I think there's a little pressure going on the Tristana right now. She is 20 CS behind, so that's actually pretty good. And again, I am pretty much double Lee Sin's farm, although he has 2 kills himself. So the gold will probably be relatively even. If we look into the gold, actually he's ahead of me. So yeah, you can see the Lee Sin has done very well this game. So the blue buff has spawned for the enemy, and Annie will probably head over there and try to pick it up for herself. I'm moving into the bot lane, seeing if we can do anything ourselves. Potentially, I can tower dive as a Zac, but you just got to be very careful with turret aggro, that type of thing. But I think they may know that I'm here or something along these lines. So we're going to see if we can do anything right now. We actually forced them just to simply back away, which is not bad. We're denying them XP and CS from the tower, just killing it. Annie's moving in from she's probably going to try and make it through lane, while I'm just going to back off, because I don't think something might happen if a Blitzcrank lands a grab right now. But the enemy team actually have made really good use of lane ganks this game. Lee Sin had a great lane gank down here that he got a double kill, and he did one up top that he got the kill. So there is an engage going on right now. I'll flip it to the team fight screen so you can just see what's happening in a visual. And unfortunately, Annie's damage did actually manage to turn the tides, and double kill for Annie. So they should have known something was up when Annie hasn't been in mid lane for quite some time. And it's just something that, they have to... Well, it's no one's fault, really, that gank, apart from their own not realizing, because SS probably was called. But they just probably didn't realize, Annie's here. You don't really expect a lane gank from an Annie, to be honest. But with a Blitzcrank, you can pretty much lane gank anything. Anyway, I'm going to move up top lane, kind of try and do my best here to try and get a little kill for the Rengar. Now, he probably would have got that kill without me right there, but getting an assist for myself is not bad. So right now being 0-0-5, and honestly, that is my first kind of successful gank this game, and that's not great. Many of the times that I was going to go look for a gank, Lee Sin got there first and killed them, so it was kind of me pointless going there. As you saw, like I was wave clearing or freezing the wave at bottom lane because they died, and I did the same at top, where I was actually looking to get a gank opportunity there, but obviously them going down kind of stopped that. So there's not much to say about right now. The game is slowed down, so I'm actually going to speed it up a little bit. I'm not going to do speeding up too much because I know a lot of people like to see the whole game develop, and I'm going to slow it back down because there's something may happen relatively soon. Zed and Annie are both moved into the area of Dragon, and we are looking to start it. We do have to be pretty damn careful though, and Annie, when we're all clumped like this, is pretty damn big. Now I'm going to switch it to the team fight screen and seeing if we can do anything good. I jump on 2 of them and use my ultimate, I think, any second. There we go. Seeing if we can clear any of them off, and unfortunately I don't think we can. And the thing with Zed still has his ultimate right now, and I'm in a very bad position here. And Lee Sin kicks me, and I think I do get the flash over the wall, but then I think we do manage to get away right now, apart from Sona. Yeah, there's the Tibbers onto the Sona, and Annie's on a rampage, so I turn it off the teamfight screen, and that is, yeah, this game has turned kind of from us really doing well, getting that 4-0 start, to not doing great, to be honest, at this point in the game. We are still ahead of gold at this point in time, but with this Dragon, if they do manage to secure it, then they will actually be ahead. But here we go, they are looking to get a couple kills here. Annie goes down, so that's a shutdown, but Lucian goes down as also. Rengar did, worth to mention, he did pick up the kill on Vladimir, and they did stop this Dragon. So that is overall actually a pretty damn good play by my team. And I'm going to continue going back just a little bit farming. Lee Sin has caught up a little bit because he has got farm from lanes and that type of thing. Now he is getting pressured by Lee Sin quite a lot here, so I think I'm going to kill these and head into the mid lane. I'm either just hold it or take a bit of CS for myself, and this is what I kind of mean with Lee Sin. He's catching up with CS because he is standing in lanes quite a bit and, getting that CS. Now, honestly, I'm a bit nervous with the Zed staying around at this health. I don't want him to be around this health because I know people love to get CS, that little extra CS, but a lot of the time people just die at this point. You always go, right, I do one more wave, and that's the point you die, and it's really frustrating when that happens, but it normally is that time. So as right now, as a Zac Jungle, what I'm kind of thinking is I really just need to secure some more help with my team. I need to secure just that we're okay, we're still strong. We're still ahead in gold, but right now we've kind of got the gist that we are ahead in gold, but on kills-wise, we are behind by 1, which 1 isn't a huge deal, to be honest. 1, anybody can, a game isn't going to be decided by 1 kill. There is a little, I think, grab went on by Lucian there, so that's why he got just chunked to half health. And Lee Sin is probably going to head over to his red buff, while myself head over to his blue buff. And, well, one question I think I've had before is what side do I prefer to jungle on? Honestly, I prefer to jungle on the blue side here, because I just prefer that I start a red, then go on to blue. Now, there is a gank, or there is a skirmish, going on right now. And I think any second, maybe... Oh, no. Unfortunately, she doesn't get out there, and now they are collapsing. So I do have to say this Annie has played this game very well. Normally as a Zed, as obviously you guys know, I am a Zed player. You should be roaming quite a lot, and Zed has been out-roamed by an Annie, which isn't great. Now we are kind of thinking right now, we can do something. They've got a low Tristana that will go down in a second, and Zed, we have a Zed in the end of the day. Zed is one of the most powerful characters in the game, but we just decide to back off, I think. So I'm just going to farm up this little wave here. There's not, there's a cannon wave in it, so we're going to just do as much as we can. They were thinking of doing Dragon, but I think they decided to back off it. I clear the wave and then head over there to have a little investigate myself. And I think after this point, we might do Dragon here. And it's actually a really good decision to do this. Because one, they probably won't expect it. They have no wards on it or anything. So we're going to go over and do it. Blitzcrank, I think, has sensed that something's up. So we're going to start the Dragon here and see what we can do. He does go quite deep, so we're going to try and kill him, I think. So any second, yep, pop my ultimate and we're going in for the kill. He misses his grab, and I actually pick up the kill, which I would prefer. I didn't, but it's just the way it worked out. So we're going to go back onto the Dragon. We've got Zed in the area. We've got Rengar also coming down. Now, the one thing we have to say about this game is why I wasn't really nervous. In the end of the day, we've got a 4-1-1 Rengar with a lot of more CS than the Vladimir. Anyway, there is a little engage going on potentially. Rengar's coming with ultimate. That's why I kind of engaged at the point I did. And as you can see, we're kind of just owning them. Lucian goes over to kind of a bad position, but Tristana does manage to go down. Vladimir is, working with his ultimate to try and do the best he can. We pick up the dragon in the meantime, and I think they are trying to continue for the kill here, but I think they just decide to back off. So that overall has put us back into the kill lead of this game, as well as, securing more of a gold lead. We're now 5,000 gold ahead, simply because we've got one tower on them. We just got the dragon. We just killed 3 of them, and we only lost 1, I think. So that was a really good team fight. And that's kind of why, when you're in a game, you don't have to panic if you know you're ahead. And when people say, how do you know if you're ahead? It's a lot to do with experience. It's a lot to do with knowing your team comps. If I know that my top laner is a Riven or a Rengar or a Jax or something, and they're doing decent, and this, as I said, this Rengar was 4-1 at the time, I know he's going to one-shot something when we go into team fight situations, or he's going to be such a big threat, it will allow my AD carry to just give free damage. Now, as you can see, Rengar has just killed Vladimir again. So it's just a really nice feeling when that early invade that they did at the blue buff has really secured this Rengar's lead. And that was a group decision that we wait in that bush and just kill anything that comes into the bush. The Blitzcrank went down instantly, and then we just piled onto them after that. Now, Rengar, I'm a big fan of Rengar, honestly. He's an awesome champion. Yes, he's getting some changes in the near future, which I don't think will ruin him. It will just kind of change how he's played. Kind of like a Kha'Zix, but I hopefully don't... I used to love Kha'Zix, and unfortunately I don't really play him anymore. Engage going on to the Annie, seeing what we can do here. I'd use my flash because I thought she might have got away at this point, and there we go. We got the kill on her, and I think she actually would have got away if I didn't get my slow on her. So it's kind of a worth flash. I will always, help my team with my flash. I'm a Zac in the end of the day. I have some escape. So I'm kind of at this point baiting out the Vladimir as well as I can to try and kill me. And then we're going to try our best. Now, I do move over to the side, and there's blobs, but honestly, that was a pretty good bait. They're going to protect my blobs as well as they can, I think. And there we go. I get up, and I look to E straight away, but I think I decide against it and just back away. So that was a pretty good bait, as I said, and managing to pick up the Vladimir again. Although he's not going to be worth a lot of gold at this point, still getting a kill on somebody, relieving the pressure off the map is always nice. Now, the bot lane is doing a rather good job of pushing the turret, and in that time, I don't know how Tristana ended up on top of them. She must have jumped on them, but they do manage to pick up a kill. Now, Lucian is, obviously, I had my commentary I had on him, and I did that little overview. A little bit of time has passed since then, and I have I actually really like Lucian. Although his ultimate, yes, is lackluster, I'm happy to play him in solo queue. I'm happy to play him in ranked 5s. I am pretty happy with how he just overall turned out. I like his mechanics, I like his mobility, and he's just a great champion. So anyway, I am in the mid lane by myself. Zed has decided to go roam, although no one is there at this point. You can hear me laughing in the background as Zac's laugh is awesome. But yeah, I just, get a little bit more farm. I'm still ahead of Lee Sin in farm, which isn't bad as a Zac. Lee Sin is known as a jungler that can get really high farm really, really quickly. So to be ahead of him is rather good. Now you can see my items. I've got Spiritual the Ancient Golem, Mobility Boot. So me and Lee Sin have mirrored each other in that, and that is just honestly a common start. He's gone off into the Sightstone, which if you're a Lee Sin jungle, is kind of a must. And I would probably say a Lee Sin top lane or mid lane, it's an item worth to consider because it just gives you such mobility. Planting a ward down, then just jumping into a W, always having that potential with you is always great. And then my build is going to be moving into the Spirit Visage most likely, as they do have a double AP comp, a Vlad and an Annie. Having that magic resist is always a good idea. Clearing out the mid wave, and it looks like the enemy wanting to group. I get grabbed, but honestly it's okay for me to get grabbed at this situation. You can see how tanky I am. They grab me into the middle of their team, and Rengar kills the Blitzcrank. I think he used ultimate for that, he did. So we're going to continue moving into the team. Now here's where the AoE damage comes down. I go down pretty much instantly from that. And this isn't turning into an amazing situation. But basically we clumped and we had a Vladimir and a Annie ult on top of us. But they kind of make their own mistake and they allow Zed basically just to kill 2 people. So overall I think this was a pretty even fight trade. Oh, he misses, Gauss misses the ult. But with the proc on his auto attack, he does manage to pick up the Vlad. So that kill there turns the fight into our favour. Now you will note some of this UI, I forgot to mention, has been updated. You can see this little timer up here. I think this is for Dragon. Yes, it is. So you can see when Dragon's actually going to be up. You have this whole team fight screen, which I am really a big fan of. So expect to see a couple more commentaries in this kind of form. You know, I'm still going to do the VODs of the stream, but I just haven't been streaming lately as I haven't really got the time to secure, like, I'm always going to be on for a couple of hours at a time. I'm not really sure about that right now. But I probably will be turning on the stream in the next couple of days easily. And then when I have a good game on there will be a VOD. Now the next commentary will be of a Zed top lane that I did yesterday. Actually class it as today because I did it about 1 a.m. this morning. I don't know why, I was just in the mood to play a solo queue game and I played Zed. And it was a pretty awesome game. So they are looking to try and do something here. I get in the way. Exhaust does go down, which honestly is a good thing for the enemy team. And they're looking to pressure the Dragon. The Dragon, as you can see, is up in 16 seconds. So you're going to probably start to see my team collapsing or just applying pressure in other places. Rengar finds himself a blue. Now, blue on Rengar is surprisingly good. Rengar is a beast when it comes to CDR. The more CDR he has, the more damage he can do. So that's why it's actually pretty good. Now, as you can see, the logo just went live, so Dragon is up right now. And we're going to move over there. So the enemy team mistimed their Dragon. They grouped at Dragon when it was still about 15 seconds away, and now Rengar has brought them over to the blue buff when it's not even there. So that's just generally really good play. Misplay by them as well, not having the correct timer. And then we pick up the Dragon nice and easy. So this is also, you know, we're 10,000 gold ahead. So he was 5. Now, I don't know what that E was. We will never speak of that again. But Rengar has moved into not a very good position, honestly. But he did bait out quite a lot of ultimates just on him. I'm in the middle of the enemy team doing as much as I can. But honestly, there's a limited I can do. Use my E to get back into the fight. And then we find a Tristana randomly to the side. But Lucian does manage to pick up at least 2 of them. So that was overall pretty good fight on our part. Lucian does have to be a bit careful here, but he does find the enemy Tristana, who uses ultimate on him pretty much straight away. And he's moving in, trying to see if he can do anything, but she just jumps over the wall. Oh, Lucian does go balls deep and tries to get a kill, and does manage to pick it up. So well played to Lucian. If we look at the Lucian's build, you know, Triforce, it is kind of standard on Lucian now. You know, if I were to update my little guide or overview that I did on Lucian, the build that I generally would go for now would be a Bloodthirster into Triforce. It's a really good build. Lee Sin is looking if he could do anything where he doesn't actually know we have surrounded him. Unfortunately, Gals did miss his ultimate there. Lee Sin just used W at the right time to avoid it. But I think right now the best thing for our team to do is just back off, because we don't want to get caught. We don't want to, you know, throw this game any more that we have already throughout this game. You know, yes, we do have an 11,000 gold lead, and I don't think at any point we went behind in gold, but we kind of did a really bad early game that we had a 4-0 lead, and we made them actually go like 8-7 ahead of us, which wasn't great. Item-wise, I pick up my Spirit Visage. Now, quickly I'll say, Lucian does use its ultimate to wave clear, and it is actually a really good item to do that with. It does 400% damage to minions, so it can really quickly clear waves. But anyway, as I was saying, with my build, I've picked up my Spirit Visage now, so it is making me, you know, have even more healing when I pick up a blob, or it makes my, you know, MR a lot better with the Vladimir and the Annie, and it gives me more health. So it's just it is like the perfect item for Zac. Pick up my Mo boots, and I also picked up I have already had my Mo boots, and I pick up a pink ward just to throw on Baron, because with Rengar being bottom, he's, you know, attracting so much attention. So I'm saying let's do Baron. So I'm going to start the Baron right now. Now, one mistake Zed makes right now is that he has gone over to Baron. Now, this is a mistake. This is a really big mistake. He should not be here right now. He should be with us doing the Baron as quick as possible. Now, as you can see, the Baron is not going down really, really quickly. I think Vladimir had a kind of thought that we were doing Baron, but he kind of thinks, nah, they won't be doing it as 3 people because Zed's over here. So it kind of, in a way, secures us Baron, and yeah, he does go down in the end. But if he was there, I think, 1, it would already be done by now, and 2, we could have probably just turned a team fight, because they used quite a lot to kill the Rengar. They used Lee Sin ult, I think, they used Tristana ult at the time, they used Blitz ult, and that type of thing. So Lucian shows up in top lane with his Baron buff, so the enemy team is probably thinking, whoa, they actually did it. Because if I was the enemy, I wouldn't have expected that. You know, only 3 people doing Baron at 25 odd minutes, 24 minutes. You don't really get that a lot. Anyway, going to try and move on to the Annie. do my best, get the slow on there, and then use my ultimate to slow her. There's a Tibbers going down, and she does turn onto Gal, so actually pretty good choice to get that kill. So well played to Annie right there, recognizing that she could turn and burst her. I am going to base because the Zed wants the blue. Now, we did give one of the blues to Rengar, but Zed, there is a bit of, I wouldn't say arguments, but some people go, right, I want it or I want it. Now, one thing I wanted to, put attention to is the kills to both teams. The enemy team, Lee Sin has 6 Qs and he's not going damage. Lee Sin is going tank Lee Sin. So having kills on Lee Sin when you're going tank is not great. If I had 6 kills on Lee Sin, I would at least built a Brutalizer, at least. Because Lee Sin does a lot of damage when he has these items and he's not building any of them. Now if we look down to the list, Tristana's only got 2, Vladimir's only got 2, Blitzers have got 1, and Annie's got 7. So their biggest threat right now is Annie. She is building that magic pen. She has got that Azonias for the Z mark. So she actually is quite a big threat. Now, if you look on our team, it's a lot more spread, but obviously we do have quite a lot more kills. If we look at just our carries, we've got a Zed that's got 5 kills with 8 assists. We've got a Rengar with 9 kills, and we've got a Lucian with 8 kills. And then you look at me being the tank jungler like Lee Sin is. I've only got 2, and Lee Sin's got 6. So that's kind of where you can see. Now, I'm still as tanky as Lee Sin, as even, I'm more tanky than he is. I've got 30 more farm than him. And then if we look at supports, Gauser's got 2, but he's got a lot more assists. He's got 10 more assists. Now, one thing I want to note is this item right here, Mikhail's Crucible. It is an amazing item, and I think it's really underrated. It really does great stuff. It heals somebody for 150, 10%, plus 10% of their maximum health, and then removes something. So there is a team fight going on. Switch it to the team fight screen, but I don't think this is actually I don't know if you could call this a team fight because it is very, very one-sided. I'm going to try... Okay, I remember this. It was just a couple of days ago, this game. I'm going to try and kill this Lee Sin as well as possible. I'm like, no, he's not getting away. He's not getting away. Bam. I even missed that Q, but then he jumps on me and I managed to W him. So I do go in blood form, but luckily Tristana doesn't react in time. She's still pushing for whatever reason, and I think any second I stay alive somehow. So I'll move it back to normal screen, and I do manage to get up. I managed to kill the Lee Sin, but that was terrible play by me. Sure, I picked up the kill, but I missed my Q at 2 points that would have just killed him straight out. I think I even missed my E. So yeah, that was not good play. Zed's pushing the mid tower, and then with Tristana, she was pushing this wave the whole way without her team, so maybe the enemy team started having arguments, that type of thing. Rengar just killed her anyway. So if you look at the Rengar's build, he's got Blade of the Ruined King, which I'm a big fan of in Rengar. He's got his Black Cleaver. He's got his Bone Tooth Necklace, which is great when you are actually quite fed. Anyway, there is a little fight going on right now. Pick up the double kill. Annie uses Tibbers, but it didn't really do that much damage compared to what I would think it would do. It did a fair amount to Zed, as you'd imagine, but it basically did nothing to me. And that is thanks to my Spirit Visage. Now, she has got some Magic Pen in there. Now, Zed should have come the same way as me. It was the safer route, but he does go the way that Lee Sin is trying to catch him. But Zed uses his shadows to good effect to get rid of his boots and mobilities, bonus movement speed. Now, Rengar is applying a lot of pressure to the bot wave. He has got it to, this tower, the inhib tower, and he's probably just going to keep pushing it. He finds a Lee Sin. It's like, how you doing, Lee Sin? But Dragon is up right now. But this is the kind of point in the game, the next 5 minutes we are looking to end this game. Zed has picked up his Moribund Mortius, which I honestly would say is a bit too early. Moribund Mortius, for the cost of it, does not give hardly any stats. So he was probably better off picking up a Last Whisper or something instead. But everybody has their own build of their own. So my items right now, going over the Zac Jungle, I have picked up my Sunfire Cape, which I think is a great item on Zac, because you really do get into the middle of a team fight on him, and people kind of underestimate the damage a Zac actually does. I've got 30 AP, which isn't a whole lot. That's just basically from runes and masteries. Let me just quickly go over the runes. They will be in the description below, but reds, I think it's Magic Pen, yellow's Armor, blue MR, and Quints AP, and then a mastery page that is just the basic 921-0. Now, as you can see, the Baron has just come up. These warnings up here come when it's going to be 2 minutes away. So expect either us to go to Baron, kill that as quick as possible, have a team fight maybe, and then end the game. Now, I don't really know how, but they caught the Tristana and she did the Great Escape going all the way up. and then, you know, just dying to a turret. So well played to her. There isn't much going on in the game, so I'll just speed it up a little bit, seeing if we can just make anything happen, because I don't want to make these videos too long. Speed it up a little bit slower, and then, yeah, we got pressure again, so I'll just stop the video. I'll have it to normal play mode right now. Now, we don't have Zed with us right now, so we do have to be a bit careful. Lee Sin maybe is looking to have an engage, but we're not really scared of him at this point. He does have Locket, which is a great tanky item. I don't really build Locket as much as I used to anymore, because for the cost of it, it doesn't give amazing stats anymore, and I would much prefer the items to be separated. And yeah, it's just me, you know, I loved Bulwark and I loved Locket, but combining them has altered things in builds. And you'll note in LCS, you know, Locket isn't actually built pretty much in any games, and if it is built, it's mainly built by the support. So we are basically just applying pressure so the Zed can split push. We're trying to get all these waves pushed, and once all these waves are pushed, we know Baron's up relatively soon, so that will just give us a free Baron, or if not, it will make them go clear these waves and we can go get a free inhib or something along them lines. Rengar's ulted. Now, they are looking to engage. They absolutely just, you know, one-shot Gals there with Tibbers and everything, but it's not good one-shotting a support. And as you can see right now, because they one-shotted the support, they're kind of allowing us just to win the fight. Me and Lucian are still alive, doing our best to try and finish the fight off. But now Zed arrives, so we've had this fight without Zed. He moves in and just kills Lee Sin instantly. Vlad, I think, manages to get away, and we just ignore him and go for the inhib. So overall, that was a pretty good fight. I didn't switch to the team fight panel, so you'll have to excuse me. Obviously, this is all new stuff. It's all new shiny stuff, and I'll have to get used to it the more commentaries I do in spectator mode now. But I would say it's really nice, you know. Well done to Riot for doing all this type of thing. The Baron buff, as you can see, it is live. It is up right now. But I think we just pick up 2 inhibs, and then we either base or... I'm not entirely sure. Vlad, I don't know what the Vlad is doing. He goes really low, and... Oh, actually, they actually do get a couple of catches right now, so they're doing quite a good job just to reckon. No, I have no idea what happened. Now, I remember this point right now. I was really confused on Vent to Gals, like, how did I end up here? And that basically was, I thought I was this side, and I was jumping away, and somehow I was here, jumping over here. So I have no idea what actually happened at that point. They are probably going to try and put Baron pressure on it right now. And yeah, that was just a really bad mistake by my part, and I'll put my hands up to it. Now, you'll note I picked up a very late Haunting, guys, here. It's because I'm looking to end the game relatively soon. Having that little extra damage really does help. If you are doing very well as Zac and you find yourself getting the kills, this is the point where you want to buy the items, buy the damage yourself, and that's the thing the Lee Sin didn't actually do. Now, Rengar kills the Annie by himself and then is applying pressure. So Rengar is doing very well, basically just saying, no, you're not doing Baron. If you go do Baron, I'll just take your base. So really well played to this Rengar this game. He did make this game a lot easier than it would normally have been. I'm going to come up in any second. There we are. I bought my home guard boots, so I'm going to head over probably to Baron. Or just we're either to Baron, and we're just going to end the game. Now, I don't know what Trista's going to do here. I just don't understand the thought process of this Tristana. She flashes on top of him, and yeah, I don't know. And yes, this is mid-diamond, high-diamond level, and no way she's going to kill the Lucian there. He's ahead, he's got 12 kills, she's got 4, he's got Blade, she's got Blade, and yeah, I just don't see how, in our thought process, that was a good idea. So we're just going to probably just get this Baron and then end up trying to finish the game. There either is going to be a surrender or there is going to be a finish, I'm not entirely sure. If I actually look at the timer, if that is right, then it might be a surrender. Pick up the Baron, and then we're probably just going to, as I said, head over and try to finish this game out. So right now their base, they've got this, bottom turret and the inhib, but then they don't have top or mid, so their base is pretty open right now. I'm leading the charge, being as tanky as I am. Baron obviously regenning my health really, really quickly, so any health that I'm going to start missing when I'm casting spells, it'll be up any second. So we are going to just take the bottom tower. I'm going to look for the Blitzcrank right now, but he does flash away. Gauss does get caught a little bit, to be honest, there, and he gets chugged quite a lot. He does use his ultimate, but not in a great position. And here comes the final team fight of the game, but then you can see Zed over here is kind of just wrecking the base. Move it to the team fight screen and do the best we can.
that was a really bad Tibbers. Gal's got a very good exhaust on her before she managed to use it, and then we're going to just simply finish the game right there. So Vladimir also is moving in from the side. I get the kill on him myself, and there we go. So that pretty good game. That was Zac Jungle, guys. Next one to come is Z top lane. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.